Hey, Transtastic. Sorry this video was late. I had a wicked busy day yesterday at work, so I decided better late than never. Yay. This week's topic is, does tea change you? And the short answer that I'm going to give is that it is different for everybody. Anytime anyone asks me something about transition in a general way, my response is always that it's different for everybody, because it's true, it is different for everybody. Like most things in life, everything is different for everybody, and everybody's experience is different, and transition is no different from that. Did tea change me? Yes, it did. And I'm going to talk more about that, but if anyone is asking about this topic, trying to see if tea will change them based on other people's experiences, I would say that it's not really safe to base things that will affect you a different way than it affected me off of my experience. So, did tea change me? Yes, it did. Did tea change me physically? No. No, just kidding. Yeah, it did. That is the biggest change. My most drastic changes have been physical, like most other people's are when they start testosterone. And my body has changed, my voice has changed. But something that people don't or didn't really cover 4 years ago when I was looking into transition was the emotional changes. I think that as a community, YouTube has gotten better about documenting emotional changes for people who do take testosterone, which I think is great. I think it's a really important aspect to transition, and I think that it shouldn't be ignored. And the fact that it is documented better now is great for all of us. So, did tea change me emotionally? Yeah, I think it did. Something that I could really relate with was what Chase said about that he doesn't recognize the person that he was in his old videos, and that he doesn't remember what it was like to live as that person. I completely agree. I don't even recognize that person anymore. I don't know who that person is. And this is a whole new person right here. And I forget what it was like to be the way that I was. And the way that I was, meaning pre testosterone, I saw the world differently, I acted differently, I thought about myself differently, and just generally, confidence is a big thing, which some of the other guys have mentioned in their videos that with testosterone came confidence. True, it did. But also, with testosterone, for me, came a different emotional range, I think. I think that my range of emotions was much broader before I started testosterone. And after I was on it for a while, it kind of condensed a little bit. I'm not really sure how to explain it other than that. More specifically, was just changes in the way that I would emotionally respond to certain situations. And this was a problem that the person that I was dating while I was going through transition was having a huge problem with, because we had this set of standards and she had a set of expectations from me of how I would respond to certain situations. And she would just prepare for me to be upset or mad or have a bunch of feelings about it, because that's how it had always been. But after I'd been on testosterone for a while, I started responding to situations differently. And so it was hard for her to know how I would respond to any given situation, because she was so used to me having a whole range of emotions about it or feeling anything about it. When now that I'd been on testosterone for a while, as it turned out, I didn't care about whatever that was anymore, and I didn't feel anything about that anymore. And I think that, as Shay said, I don't really remember what it was like to live as that person, but generally, I had a lot more. I had a lot more feelings, and I have a lot of feelings now, as my girlfriend so kindly pointed out to me yesterday when we were talking about this. And I will admit that I am emotional, and I am an emotional person, and for a guy, I am very emotional. But I was just, my emotions were all over the map before, and I think that now I can control them a lot better, and it's just a different feeling that's associated with things. So, yeah, I think that tea did change me. I am a more confident person than I was before, and I am better socially than I was before, and I respond to things emotionally differently than I did before, and I obviously look a lot different. So, yes, my overall answer is yes, tea did change me. This was one of the things that I was so scared of pre-transition because I didn't want to change. I didn't want to change who I was. But you know what? That's what transition's all about. And if it's right for you, then you'll change for the better. I definitely changed for the better, 100%. And I am so keyed into the person that I am now, and I'm so happy that I am the way that I am now. And it's just made me so happy. So, tea is definitely it was definitely the right thing for me, even though I was so apprehensive at first to start testosterone or even to transition at all. I just had to take the plunge, and I did, and I don't regret it at all. This is so good. Oh my god. So that's my video this week. Stay tuned for next week. It's gonna be good, and I'll talk to you all later.